Hi guys, welcome back. I hope everyone's had a great Christmas. It's actually New Year's Eve today, so we've decided to come away in the caravan for a couple of days. Thought we've got it, we may as well make use of it. We haven't really,
We did promise ourselves we go away every bank holiday, didn't we?
yeah, we did, and obviously that starts with next year as well, and we've got an extra bank holiday. We haven't actually come too far from home, and for us, to be honest, you don't really, or in our opinion, you don't really need to go too far from home to sort of feel like you're away. So the site that we're currently staying on is actually undergoing a bit of a renovation. So facilities aren't up to much, but hopefully it'll be ready properly, like ready, good to go next season. It's currently dark, so what time is it? It's 8:45, so no point really showing you around because the lighting's not that great.
You do that tomorrow, couldn't you?
Yeah, so obviously I'll cut to tomorrow. Let's go and have a look, shall we? So we've got a nice hard standing pitch, electric hookup. The washing up facilities area, don't think much of this. Glad it's having a refit. And this is going to be their clubhouse. I think it's going to be nice when it's finished. So as you can see, we're on the driveway. To us, we've said that we're going to do this over the last few weeks, didn't we? We decided a couple of weeks ago that we were going to spend the evening on the driveway in the caravan and plan, more talk than plan, our holidays for next year. So that's what this video's really going to be about.
Yeah, I think we decided that New Year's Eve we'd like to stay in anyway, have a takeaway, so we'll use that as the day to plan next year's holiday.
Exactly. I mean, we don't normally stay up mega late anyway, do we? So for us, it normally would be a bit of a drag, sort of waiting up till midnight. We do usually wait up, but this time we shall fill it with talking about holidays and where we want to go. So it's quite exciting because we haven't really spoken about it, have we? Funny enough, actually, Bill's been at football today and just picked him up and drove through our local town, and the takeaway that we were going to have tonight is shut. So we've ordered a kebab from Firehouse Grill, which should be nice. They never let us down, do they? It's always really good. So yeah, that's our plan for this evening. So going into 2023, our annual leave is going to be refreshed at work. Having joined the camping caravan and motorhome club last year, we've got this £10 bad boy to spend. So I think we can spend it on a pitch, can't we? I think
we can spend it on anything with the club, I think.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to get an idea of what we're going to spend that on. Obviously, we've got an extra bank holiday next year or this year, depending on when you watch this, because of the King's coronation. So, yeah, obviously, we really intend to start holidaying more in the UK. Yeah, so looking at the country as a whole, where would you like to go?
Well, I'm quite well travelled. The main area I've not really been is down the southwest. So
yeah, no, neither have I.
Obviously Cornwall right down the bottom, but also that whole area I've not really explored too much.
Yeah, no.
You've always wanted to do the Eden project.
Yeah, I have always wanted to go there. I think the furthest sort of west that we've been is Bournemouth, which isn't that far, or Bath actually, but that's not like right down in that corner of the country.
And Bath's only for work anyway, it's not quite as exciting.
No, exactly, not quite so glamorous, as nice as Bath is. So, yeah, actually, I think Mum, Dad, my sister and her husband, I think they went somewhere called Bude. They really like that. So, yeah, I think that could be quite nice to perhaps go and visit.
I have been to Devon a couple of times when I was younger, but I can't really remember.
No, too long ago. Another place that I would really like to go, again, this is quite far, would be to go to Scotland. I really want to go there.
I'd only be willing to go there if it was for at least 10 days there.
Yeah, I think we would have to go there for quite a while. We could go on Burns night and have haggis, nips and tatties. Sorry, that's not a very good...
Slightly offensive as well.
Yeah, it's not a very good accent. So apologies if I've offended any Scots that may be watching. But out of our 9 subscribers, I don't know what percentage of Scottish people... there may be, so sorry.
You've got out the stereotypes, you forgot to mention Iron Brew as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do you know what? I don't think I've ever had Iron Brew, so yeah, we'll throw that in as well. Talking of which, actually, I don't even know what neeps are. That is a thing, isn't it? Haggis, neeps and tatties.
Never heard of it.
But, well, if you know what neeps are, pop a comment down below, or we could just Google it. Yes, that could be quite nice. But from memory, I think Burns Night is actually like the end of January or beginning of February or sometime.
Never
So
heard of it.
might be a bit short notice. And I would like to do a bit more local towing before we travel all the way up to Scotland from the south. Actually, just going a bit further on Scotland, I would one day like to drive the North Coast 500. That's something that I've said about doing for quite a while.
Well, you and your dad have talked about that, haven't you?
Yeah, we have. We'd both really enjoy doing that. So that could be another reason to go to Scotland. And actually, even some of the isles around Scotland, I'm sure if you're watching our channel, you're probably quite aware of Andrew Ditton. And I think he lives on one of the Scottish Isles, and it just looks really nice as you get the ferry across. I think if you get a ferry somewhere, it just feels like a proper holiday, doesn't it? I'm sorry if you can hear the rain on the roof, but it's currently showering, so sorry if you're hearing that in the background. Oh, and actually, one other thing would be to have. I've just got this like vision in my mind. You know how like I have these, where I fancy being on a pitch that's right next to the sea with like a really nice view of the sea and having a cup of tea and a nice packet of Scottish shortbread biscuits. It's just one of those things, you know? If you're going to do it, do it.
Okay. Well, the one other area is Wales, where we've been there for Speedway, Cardiff, and I've been in Cardiff loads for various reasons. But it's just that one city. Plus, maybe I've been to Swansea.
And it's only just in. Oh, have you?
I've been to Swansea a few times as well. But again, that's just for football. You don't really get to see anything.
Yeah, I do think Wales would be a lovely holiday.
Not sure there's much to see in Swansea, in fairness.
Again,
the DVLA office.
Kind of like my Scottish thing. About having a cup of tea. I just imagine in Wales there's really nice like cycling routes, and it's quite. I just imagine it's just like fields. Don't know why.
It's quite hilly, I think.
Okay, we might need electric bikes then. But actually, just going on to Wales about points of interest, I'd really like to go to Port Merion. That looks really pretty. Just a bit of like background on that. It's sort of like an Italian-styled like tourist village. Just looks really nice. I'd imagine it's just a lovely place to go and visit. I think that's in North Wales, and I'm sure there's also a quarry in North Wales with like zip lines that go across the quarry, like a disused quarry, which I think would be quite fun. But I don't know about you. Okay, it might not appeal to everyone, but that's what I fancy doing. And actually, each time we've been to Cardiff, we've always gone to 0 Degrees, haven't we? It's just this small little like restaurant chain. I think they've got like 4 or 5 restaurants. I think a couple in Wales, maybe one in London.
They brew their own beer, don't they?
Yeah, they've got like a microbrewery. They do really nice pizzas. It's just lovely. So I think it's almost like a rite of passage that if you go to Wales, we have to go there. So that could be quite a nice holiday. And actually, just talking about this, obviously, talking about Wales, talking about, what did you say, southwest, like Cornwall way, Scotland, they're all quite far. But I'm guessing it's kind of one of these things. Once you get on the motorway, actually the journey's quite easy.
I think it's the same thing for most people, that you want to go places you've not been before, and no matter where you are in the country, you've been to the places that are local to you.
Yeah, but sort of like 50-mile radius you've probably travelled to quite frequently. And also, in the future, I'd be looking. Well, obviously, in the future, we're all going to be doing this anyway. But I really want an EV tow car. So actually, why don't we just maximise the time that we have having a diesel, so we can actually just make those quick journeys? Because if we had an EV, it'd probably take us a couple of days to get there as we sort of bunny hop up.
Well, the way the cars are at the moment, obviously things will change hopefully in time.
Yeah, exactly. But then saying that, Scotland would be quite an expensive trip in diesel. So yeah, who knows? Another place, again, quite far away. We have actually booked a week off, or I say booked, I've requested a week off at the end of February, just because I think that might be like a nice time to go, sort of get through January, bad weather and whatnot. Like February is going to be much better, but just obviously something to look forward to. We could go to the Birmingham NEC show, couldn't we? Although I know we went there in October, but I do really enjoy the show.
We also went there in February before as well.
Yes, we went there February before as well. Oh god, I wonder if you get like stickers and
I tapped it somehow.
Yeah, it would be quite good. Now we've got a caravan to look at, accessories, awnings, things like that. That said, I don't think we've really got the budget for that necessarily, so perhaps that might not be such a good idea, but could be a place that we could go.
We do want to get our first caravan telly though, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Funnily enough, actually, we've borrowed my mum's caravan telly, just to give it a whirl. It's quite far away. Currently got Benidorm on, you know.
Keep it classy.
Yeah, keep it classy, why not? So yeah, so Caravan TV would be quite useful, I think. But then actually, where else I would quite like to go, and we've not ever been there together, would be to go to like Canterbury, because Bill went to uni in Canterbury. We've never actually visited it together. For you to sort of point out, oh, I lived there, went to that bar, ate there, did this, did that.
It's generally going to be a tour of pubs.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
all I did at university.
No, it'd just be quite nice. You know, as you walk around, like things spark interest. And also, I don't think. I've forgotten what the two seaside towns are called. Ramsgate and Margate. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're too fast. That could incorporate sort of like a nice holiday. Again, kind of like Wales with the cycle route and Scotland with the tea and the shortbread. I quite fancy. I'd imagine one of them's got a pier. I don't like tourist towns. They don't have a pier.
Does.
Oh, does it?
It's got. I think it's called Dreamland. It's like a mini theme park type thing.
Oh, that could kind of be fun. I've just had a car door shut. That could be our takeaway. We've got a takeaway. Okay, we'll be back in 5. So we were talking about Margate before dinner arrived, which was delicious. Can I just say? Yeah, another sort of like little dream, like ideal. When you go away to sort of like a touristy town like that that's by the sea, sort of. I know we live near Brighton, so we could do this anytime, but go on sort of like 1p, 2p machines, have fish and chips on the seafront, like on a Sunday. I just imagine it'd be really nice. And then a spot of bingo in the evening, because we love a bit of bingo. Also, actually, I think in Margate they've got a Hornby museum, like visitor centre type thing. And when I was younger, I remember I really wanted a Hornby train set, and my mum said no. She said, you're already collecting too much, so no, you're not starting a train set, or not start collecting a train set. So
What was you collecting?
Connects and micro machines. That's what she had decided that I was into. So yeah, that could be quite fun. Relive my childhood, perhaps. But then saying that, I don't want to turn into one of these bore. Oh, don't turn into a bore. Feel like I'm already there.
Yeah.
Yes, that could be quite a nice place to go. Another nice place would be New Forest. Obviously, for us, that's 1.5, 2 hour drive, so quite close.
Good thing about New Forest, there's 11 or 12 different sites to pick from, aren't there?
Yeah, there's several sites down there. We've always stayed at, is it Ashurst or Lyndhurst? Or
Well, we stayed at both. I mean, Ashurst
Have
twice, Lyndhurst once, yeah.
But yeah, obviously like it there. Again, really nice sort of like pub lunch. I can't think what that pub's called. You know, the one that's like in the middle of nowhere? Oh, it's lovely.
Why would I remember that?
Actually, I think we went there with your dad once, and someone from 4 in a Bed was running it. Or something like that. Anyway, we digress. Yeah, New Forest would be a really nice place to go on holiday. And actually, so would the Isle of Wight. I'd love to go to the Isle of Wight on holiday. Kind of like the Scottish thing, when you go to like Scottish Isles, you have to get a ferry. Obviously, same applies for the Isle of Wight. So that really feels like you're sort of going abroad.
It also depends time of year and time of day. It can be quite expensive. It adds a lot of cost.
Yeah, it is quite an expensive crossing, I think. But I think if you're going there for a week, it's probably worth it. So that could be really nice. And actually, we went to the Isle of Wight or I went as a child. I remember we stayed on Gordon Road. So it'd be interesting to sort of go back there and see if I could point out the house. I remember it had an anchor in the garden. It's stupid, the things you remember. I think it's only about 5.
I went there as a child as well.
Oh, did you? Where did you go? I think we went to Cows or Ride.
Year 6, we went to a school activity centre place. Long weekend.
Oh, nice. You did. That's another conversation for another day. I was going to say you did quite a lot of school, but the school that I went to was rubbish. So yeah, I think New Forest would be quite a nice place to go. I think, to be honest, I think New Forest, because that's relatively close, we could sort of do that for like a long bank holiday weekend rather than a week's holiday.
And as I say, because there's plenty of sites, they can trial out different ones every time as well.
Just sort of going back to sort of like seaside towns. Blackpool, we could go to Blackpool. That'd be really nice. We went there years and years ago, didn't we? I think that could be quite a fun place to go again. I mean, we went like, I don't know, winter, wasn't it? It wasn't that great. No, I actually remember, went to bingo, didn't we? Oh, that's kind of like a staple, you know, go to bingo wherever you go. Not sort of something to live your life by, I suppose. But I remember one afternoon we went to Vodka Revolution, didn't we? And had, we got sloshed on cocktails.
Well, you
so,
did.
Well, yeah, okay. So I had 2 cocktails and I lost my legs, but that's because I don't drink. But it was a fun time, wasn't it? Like, because I don't drink, that was quite fun.
Another thing we do with the caravans, I travel up and down the country for football, so we can have long weekends a lot in line with our away games.
Yeah, that would be really
There's
good,
Blackpool,
actually.
there's all the sort of Manchester, Liverpool style areas, lots of
Newcastle.
clubs like that.
You have said about going to Newcastle before.
That's
That could be
quite a bit
good.
further up.
Is
but
it?
yeah.
Oh, literally no idea. Yeah, Newcastle is somewhere actually that I think would be quite interesting to go. It's funny actually because on the east coast, there's nothing that I'm really that bothered about. Although I've just said Ramsgate, Margate, and that's obviously on the east. But sort of like Midlands,
Well, Norfolk, Suffolk's quite nice, so Ipswich, Norwich sort of area.
never been. Literally never been.
It's,
So I
it's
wouldn't
another
know.
area to explore.
So yeah, that could that
Again,
could be
it's another area of the country I've been, but only for football. So it's not quite the same.
yeah. And actually, I think I've mentioned this before, but we only live like it's less than 10 minutes. Well, yeah, probably with the caravan 10 minutes tops. 10-minute drive from New Haven Port, so we could actually go across to Dieppe. And I did actually look up a crossing the other day, a return cross. Although actually, I think that was just with a car, not with a caravan. It was on. I looked on the Caravan and Motorhome Club site, so maybe that assumes you were in a caravan. Don't know, but it was 130 quid or something, which I thought was quite cheap.
And the thing about the app, it takes you to an area of France where I certainly I've not been to before.
No,
so I've
me
always
either.
only ever got the Eurotunnel or
Eurostar
Yeah,
to Calais or
Yeah.
Paris. Yeah, we love Paris. And actually, another good reason, perhaps when we finish doing up the house, there's a shop in France that I love called Maison du Monde, that we could go, like, make a trip, like, go to France on holiday and buy some new stuff for the house.
that might be a caravan trip you do with your sister.
Well, yeah, perhaps. But then that said, I don't know how much a bloody solid wood sideboard might eat into the payload. So,
Or
perhaps
just
not.
budget for a start.
Well, yeah. So yeah, they're all sort of places. Even actually, just like Portsmouth, Chichester, they'd be really nice places to go to. I've always wanted to go to Arundel Castle, and that's literally just up the road. So that could be like a nice long bank holiday weekend. Weekend away. And actually, just sort of like just taking a bit of a sidestep from this in terms of camp size, particularly more like just if we can sort of like get a bit of a rough idea about our February holiday. I know it's not been approved or anything yet, but I can't see why it wouldn't. In terms of campsites, I quite fancy going to maybe a like serviced campsite for like 2 days, and then maybe move on to a CL for 1 or 2 days, just to see how we sort of get on without any facilities. We've not used the shower on board yet, have we?
No, I don't mind switching once, but I don't want to have holidays where we're,
Bounce around.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I quite fancy that. We'd have to try both and see what we do. I think for like 4 days, I could stay in the same place, but I get a bit bored. That's why I've quite liked sort of like ocean cruising, because you wake up in a different port each day.
I'm talking about a week-long holiday. If you had 2 places you went to, that's fine. But if you tried to get, say, 4 in, it's a lot of
it'd be pointless. You're
moving.
just forever just packing up and
Yeah.
moving. But I think if we was to go to Scotland, we could do that over 1 or 2 days. 2 days, probably.
2 days in the camp, yeah. I think you underestimate how far away Scotland is.
But yeah, but I just think I drove to Leicester and back twice in 1 day. That must be like the length to Scotland.
Ish.
Yeah, so I could do
That wasn't with a caravan, was it?
No, it was with a
Let's not
clapped out
go there.
Volkswagen Passat that overheated.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's, again, another story for another day. So if I was to ask you, where would you like to go on like the first holiday, using February, where would you say, out of all the places that we've discussed, unless there's anywhere else that you'd like to go, but to be honest, I think we've covered the like width and, what is it, the width and breadth of the country, is that the
Something like
saying?
Yeah, I'd think staying local for now.
Yeah.
It was fairly trouble-free the first time you towed, but you got quite stressed quite quickly as well. So
Did I? Well, it's
Yes.
because you didn't close the flap, that's why, and it was flapping away in the
So
mirror.
it'll be good to do a few more local trips just to build your confidence.
Yeah, I agree. So obviously, from where we've spoken, what did we say? Portsmouth, Isle of Wight, like Chichester, maybe. We
Canterbury.
could. What, you would like to go to Canterbury?
Well, yeah. Well, you've said about it a few times, and it's quite close, and you're quite well position there to go to several different places.
I think, yeah, to be fair, I think that would be really nice. I just wonder how we'd get there. I know the way to Ashford. I know there's that really tight bit at Winchelsea that we have to kind of, it's almost like a hairpin bend.
Yeah,
We have to really plan the route.
Which at Rye, that's the only bad bit. Outside of that, it's quite free flowing. You get Ashford across to Canterbury and then up to Margate from there if that's where you want to go.
Or could we go up the M23, M25 and down that way? But I don't know what that motorway's called. That's obviously quite a bit far. Or we could travel up to like the M25, stay somewhere there. This is how we can do the moving, and then move on to Canterbury, stay somewhere there. Do you see what I mean? That'd be quite good.
Whatever you want.
Well, I think it'd be nice. So that's sort of a bit of a loose plan. Obviously, we will need to actually book that, but can't really do that until we've organised time off of work. But that, I think, could be a bit of a loose plan. Obviously, need to actually pad that out a bit because a week's holiday to Canterbury might. Yeah, need to work out what we want to do. I think we've established bingo's probably on the cards. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for our trip away in February, hopefully all being well. Wishing everyone a very happy new year. I hope 2023 brings everyone everything that they wish for. And if you're looking for a caravan, go out and buy it. I can't recommend it enough. See you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.